Every day, millions of people drive on smooth roads without ever asking one simple question. Why does that giant steel drum make the ground shake even before it touches the surface? Most people think the answer is obvious. But they are completely wrong. The truth hidden inside that drum will change how you see every road you ever drive on. When a road roller moves down a street, people stop and stare. The machine is enormous. The steel drum at the front can weigh up to 12 tons. It rolls slowly over fresh asphalt. And the ground trembles under every foot nearby. Most people watch it and think the same thing. That giant drum is simply crushing the road flat. With its massive weight. It seems so obvious. The heavier the machine, the harder it presses, and the smoother the road becomes. This idea feels completely logical. But it is one of the biggest myths in the world of construction. The truth is that pure weight alone cannot build a strong road. When a heavy roller presses down on loose gravel or fresh asphalt, the stones do not bond together. Instead, they behave like thick liquid. They shift sideways. They escape toward the edges. The heavy drum just pushes the material away, rather than locking it in place. The top surface may look smooth after one pass. But underneath, the base is still full of tiny air pockets. These hidden air gaps are the real enemy of every road. They are invisible, but they are deadly for the road's life. Think about what happens to a road after a few years of use. You have seen those roads covered in small cracks that look like the dry skin of a crocodile. You have felt that bump every time you drive over a manhole cover. You have noticed how the road always seems to sink right before a bridge. All of these problems start in the same place. They start with air pockets left inside the base during construction. Trucks drive over the road every day. The weight pushes down on the loose material underneath. The stones shift and sink slowly. The top layer of hard asphalt loses its support and begins to crack from below. The road does not break from the top. It collapses from the inside. So if weight alone cannot solve this problem, what actually works? For over 100 years, engineers had no good answer. In the 1800s, the first road rollers were massive steam-powered machines that weighed 15 tons or more. Workers believed that more weight meant better roads. So they built heavier machines. Some experimental models reached 30 tons. These giants destroyed bridges before they even reached the work site. They cracked underground pipes just by driving over them. And after all that effort, the roads they built still fell apart quickly. Decades passed. Engineers kept making heavier machines. But the roads kept failing. In the same way, the real breakthrough came when engineers stopped thinking about weight and started thinking about energy. They realized that the problem was not about pressing harder. It was about movement. Loose particles like sand, gravel, and asphalt need to vibrate in order to lock together tightly. When particles vibrate, they lose their friction against each other. For a moment, they shuffle around and find the perfect position. The air gaps between them close. Everything fits together like puzzle pieces. snapping into place. No amount of static weight can create this effect. Only vibration can. This is where the true secret of the road roller lives. Inside the massive steel drum, hidden from every eye, there is a heavy metal weight attached to a spinning shaft. This weight is placed off-center on purpose. Its center of gravity is not at the middle of the shaft. When the hydraulic motor spins this shaft at high speed, that off-center weight starts flying around inside the drum. Every time it swings to the bottom of its circular path, it strikes the inside wall of the drum with enormous force. This creates one powerful impact. Then another. Then another. The shaft can complete between 25 and 50 full rotations every single second. That means the drum delivers up to 3,000 powerful impacts per minute into the road surface below. To understand how powerful this is, think about the fastest natural hammer in the world. A woodpecker strikes a tree about 8 times per second. That is considered incredibly fast in nature. The vibration mechanism inside a modern road roller strikes the ground more than 3 times faster than a woodpecker. And each strike carries the energy of the entire machine behind it. The force of this vibration travels deep into the ground, far below what the eye can see. It reaches layers that no amount of pressing could ever touch. The particles deep in the base begin to tremble. They shuffle. They lock. Every single air pocket gets pushed upward and out. Now there is another question that might be forming in your mind right now. If the drum is striking the ground 3,000 times every minute with that level of force, why does the entire machine not shake itself apart? The bolts should fly off. The steel frame should crack. The operator in the cabin should be bounced off his seat. But none of this happens. The solution is a set of thick rubber blocks placed between the vibrating drum and the rest of the machine. These rubber mounts absorb every shock wave before it can travel into the frame. The drum shakes violently. The machine above it barely moves at all. The operator feels only a soft, steady hum. A few kilograms of specially engineered rubber holds back enough force to crack granite rock. The operator also has full control over the vibration from the cabin. With one hand, the driver can change the speed of the spinning shaft and the strength of the impacts. For a thin top layer of hot asphalt, the machine uses fast, gentle vibrations that smooth the surface without disturbing it. For a deep base layer of thick gravel, the driver switches to slow, heavy impacts that drive energy more than 1 meter into the ground. Advanced models can even switch off vibration instantly without stopping the drum. A second off-center weight inside the drum rotates in the opposite direction, and the two forces cancel each other out perfectly. The drum becomes still and smooth in an instant, allowing a final polishing pass. over the cooling surface. Modern road rollers have gone even further. Sensors inside the drum measure how the ground responds to each impact. A computer in the cabin builds a live color map of the road surface on a screen in front of the operator. Red areas still have air pockets and need more passes. Green areas have reached the perfect density and are done. Every meter of road is tracked by GPS and stored in a database. Nothing gets missed. No hidden weakness survives. The operator can see underground with data, the way a doctor uses an X-ray to see inside a body. This is how a road roller actually works. Not by crushing, not by weight, but by delivering thousands of precisely controlled vibrations deep into the earth, forcing every particle to find its perfect position, and locking the road into a solid, unified structure that will carry traffic for decades. The giant steel drum, rolling slowly down the street, is not a simple heavy weight. It is a precision instrument. And the invisible energy it sends into the ground is the reason the road under your wheels feels solid, smooth, and safe every single day.